Hey, thanks for coming in and interviewing for the Scrum Master position, Mr. Williams. May I call you Beardo?
Yeah, my friends call me Beardo.
Well, I'm Ron McDonald. I'm director of everything here at Acme Incorporated, and as you know, we're looking for some really high quality Scrum Master candidates, and this has been a very difficult position for us to fill. So, what makes you think you're qualified for the position?
Wow. Um, that's always a difficult one for me because I feel like I'm tooting my own horn. And I like to think that those that I work with would be able to probably answer that even better than I myself. But I mean, frankly, I have a lot of experience working with Scrum and teams. And so I think based on that experience and my knowledge, I would probably be pretty qualified for this position. Yeah.
I'd like to ask you a few questions that a good Scrum Master should find relatively easy. So, let's begin.
Okay.
What exactly is Scrum?
Scrum, it's a framework. So you've got the Scrum Master, the product owner, developers, and you have some events. I like to call them ceremonies myself. And we've got some things called artifacts that are really key parts of Scrum. And yeah, so that's kind of in a nutshell what the Scrum framework is exactly.
What's the difference between Agile and Scrum?
Well, the difference they're pretty much the same thing. I mean, Scrum is Agile, Agile Scrum, right?
Can you give me a little bit more detail?
Well, Agile is a bigger version of Scrum. Scrum's a smaller version of Agile. That's how I like to describe it.
This is going to be a full-time position with our company, so what would you be doing all day as a Scrum Master?
Well, so Scrum Masters are very busy people. They have every team they need to care to, and of course, things that help the teams to be able to do their jobs really well, like making sure that coffee's ready to go first thing in the morning. Conference rooms are booked. Pizza's on Thursdays. If you don't have that, you pretty much have lost any interest in the team to do any work on Thursday or Friday. Gosh, that's just the tip of the iceberg.
How do a project manager and a Scrum Master differ?
Project manager is going to be managing projects, where the Scrum Masters, gosh, do they manage anything? Well,
So, Beardo, I was looking through the Scrum Guide and I read this section about service to the organization. And as a leader, that had my attention. So, can you please describe like how we should interact, like me being on the leadership side and you being on the Scrum Master side?
well, I mean, usually the company leadership doesn't really have anything to do with the Scrum Master, and they're kind of doing their own thing, and I'm just really focused on the team. And I think having that separation of concerns just keeps us all really focused. You know, leadership's working on their leading thing, and Scrum Master's working on their Scrum thing. I just think it's best you just kind of keep, just, yeah.
And Mr. Williams, can you explain to me what this done thing is all about and why is it so important?
That one's a tricky one, isn't it? Because I might explain done one way, and you might explain done a little bit different way too. So it's important that I understand what your version of done is, and that you understand what my version of done is. And then, my gosh, you got the whole team. They have another idea of what done is too. So am I right? I mean, I'm guessing you. It's just complicated, but we all have to understand each other and make sure we understand all these different versions of what done is, so that way there's not confusion.
How would you update your Burndown charts on a regular basis?
Oh, I love my burn down charts. Oh gosh, I wish I brought some with me. I would love to show you my burn down charts. So this is what I do every morning over a beautiful cup of coffee. I'm just letting that steam, just kind of aroma that just inspires me for the day, and I just go into Jira or some other, I've been using Jira, and then I take all that data out there and I get into my Excel spreadsheets and I burn chart away. It's one of my favorite times of the day. And so then I send this out. By the way, I send this burn down chart out to all the managers in the company, so they can see my beautiful work. So yeah, I love it with coffee.
So, Buto, we're running up on time here. I've just got one last question for you. What are the financial impacts of using Scrum correctly? I mean, this is a topic near and dear to my heart. I run the finances.
Oh, that's easy. Financial impacts. It's just cheaper.
Can you expand on that?
Oh, if Scrum is done correctly, I like that. I like that you were specific about if Scrum is done correctly, because we know what happens when it's not done correctly, right? And so, if you hired me, we would have to change that around. I'm guessing you would see some massive differences, some tremendous cost savings, and yeah, I think if we could work on this relationship here, we could realize those cost savings and yeah, save you a lot of money. Save you a lot of money.
So, thank you, Mr. Williams, for coming in on such short notice. We've been having just a really difficult time getting this position filled. Regarding your answers, wow, wow, man, I've never heard anything quite like it. I mean, they were completely awful. So, no, this isn't going to work out. I really do apologize, but there's the door, and Jerry will be showing you out to your car.
Oh, so that's it. Okay. All right, good.